Hello, Eagle Gardens on Instagram, and this is Midday Weed Nerd. 1/14/25 is the date. Hopefully, you guys had a great start to your week, even though it is Tuesday. Holy shit, it's Oak Island night. Glad I remembered that. That chat popped out. Live chat, por favor. What's up? What about Bob? Brad Kendricks, Speedy Burst. Couple new names there. Welcome. How you doing this Tuesday afternoon? Pitch and McBodyface. I don't know the name. T Barrington. What's up? Big Jack Rose. I know that dude. How you guys doing? I'm gonna roll up some of Smiley Gardens Skywalker, I believe. Still have from Sun-Grown Cup. What's up, Mr. and Mrs. Justin's Meds? Love with the plants, Southern Vermont Vintage. Doc is in the house as well. The favorite tree is growing strong. What's going on? What are you smoking on? It's fucking freezing cold Tuesday. Damn, I can't wait for summer. Just about to see some of the weed nerds. Operation Annihilation just entered. What's going on? Huge cheers to you, TP. It's been a minute. Cheers to you. Nice to see you as well. What are you guys smoking? I believe I asked. But Skunk Glasswork, how you doing? Cold water dash. What's up, Brad? Smoking some Mac wine. Nice. Always good. Cold seed. Oh, I got a paper in here though. Right home. Roots from deep. Yeah. Did some homegrown crop cookies. Nice. About to switch up to some concentrates. We'll hit the dab on the 20 if you guys are interested. I think I have some supplies handy. Cheerios. Speedy Burst got some frozen gelato packed up. Sounds super tasty as well. Nice. Top 10 so hard to put together, really. I definitely enjoy my Chemi strains, that's for sure. Getting ready to pop some more gear. I gotta drop the seeds Justin's Meds gave me, and Cannabis Doctor TC DR sent me some seeds, some OG leaning seeds I'm gonna drop as well. And seedlings that I popped from the last time are doing well. Up above ground is doing well. Thai strains are fucking growing way too fast. A random seed from J5420, cheers, has made it above ground. The mystery seed. I wish I would have noted it. I really do. But it's kind of a rush moment, if you will. Just seen somebody popping, I believe. I thought, oh, Pizza Pirate. Just speaking of your strains there. Even the other one that I believe the Thailand, that's the one I got the 3 of. Is she's comfortable now. She's starting to take right off, and 3 girls. I'm strange and vigorous. I'll give you that. Keep fire, Sean. K-Zoo in the house. How you doing, brother? Man, how in the heck did I manage to sit down without a lighter? You'll have to talk amongst yourselves for a second while I replenish this. Might as well get some coffee while I'm up. Grab me a lighter. For those of you who have the link, this is a Weed Nerd World. Cheers. Sugar Shack. There's a lot of good shit from the Sugar Shack. If you don't check out that playlist, you should. I'll bumming it out and sweat clothes tonight. What's up, Perma Sleep? Let's do some reps. Mr. Iceni, always a pleasure. Much respect. Been dropping some knowledge out there and everywhere, actually, it looks like. Ancient Soul Grown. I'm smoking some Skywalker from Smiley. I can't speak for the rest of everybody. Decoy Bacon, cheers to you. Gotta make sure the boys don't grab this cord. Oh, what happened to the music? Oh, it didn't bump us up. I'll just roll with whatever's next time. Cheers, J5. Very tasty. Clay STL. What's up? Cheers to you. Always fun to see new names in the chat, even though somehow the channel is going backwards. I wish permanently. I wish it had that pine. That's another thing I guess I'm curious about. As I try to back up the content and spread it around, is it getting too much? Really? There's notifications coming too fast, because on the backup channel, it's new episodes 24 hours a day, Rumble and Spotify as well. Spotify gets a couple episodes a day, Rumble and the backup channel are getting new episodes every few hours. Is it too much? Just curious. I'm not trying to kill you guys with content. I'm just trying to get it backed up. Because as of just the other day, YouTube smacked down and removed 377.5 off of their channel. So I'm not trying to burn anybody out or try to overdo it. Just trying to get the content backed up and out there. Trying to get some growth for the channel. Channel's been stagnant for quite a while now, and it's time to try to pick it up and move it forward again. So if it's getting to be too much, let me know. I'll try to back off or try to find some happy medium, I guess. I'm killing the algorithm with content. Yeah, cheers to that. I see. Frozilla, Mr. Red Setter Farms. Always a pleasure, brother. That's one dude I've always been glad to meet right there. What's up, Red? Hopefully you and the Mrs. Becca are doing well. Benny Ben, if I missed you, cheers to you as well. Hopefully you guys are rolling one out. This is a good tune right here. A little late on the Fortunate Youth, man. I'd really got into him this past summer pretty, with a little bit of enthusiasm, and really enjoyed it. Alright, Apollo 13, we'll do that. chat. Trying to keep up with chat anyways. Man, 9 to 5's going pretty well on that front. Falling right back into it. It was almost like I had to, even though that I've been doing it for quite some time, man, it almost seemed like it wasn't like, it is like riding a bike, but it seemed like I had to like really dig to open up that door, and the carpenter door didn't want to be opened back up. But definitely been fun the last 2 weeks. Putting on the belts, working with wood, router, and all that good stuff. Enjoyable. You gotta get those legs back, right? What is up? I don't know what's up with my light over there acting all silly. Right. I got you, brother. That's funny. So I was telling you guys what I'm adding to my garden. Are you guys adding anything new to your garden in this new year? Fuck. And it's going by fast. How fast is January going by for you? Is it just me or is it everybody? January's just like flying by. Could be just, getting back to the 9 to 5, but seems pretty hectic. Alright, what's YouTube got for us next? Decided just to run off the phone today. See what comes up. I think my sound card's going on this computer. Good thing there is several these days. Oh, you guys, list some prof. How about that? A little bit of prof. Who here is prof fans? I can't jump on for a while. The wifey is on, but maybe after dinner. Sounds good. I don't know how. Probably trying to roll it to about 80. So if you're available, hell yeah. Red's Homestead. So many new names today. Maybe it's just a different time slot, maybe. Cheers, Red. Fucking what is up with you? What are you smoking on? Red's Homestead. Purple Thumb OG. Kill. Yeah. Link's the same. You guys have it and want to join in? Always pleasure. Purple Thumb. What's new in your garden? What's in your garden? Doesn't have to be new. What's in Purple's garden? Like a cannon off safety. I'm on a win streak, baby. You gon' hate me. You gon' hear me coming all the way. I've been thinking a little differently lately. I'ma tell you the truth and they gon' say things, but you gon' hear me coming either way. Carlton, low down, eat hash. Get fucked up by eating some hash, man. Cherry Paloma. Driving home from work. Alright, hopefully that's not a long ride. Pause this. Mr. Carlton's popping in. Well, what's going on, man?
Mr. Eeg, what's up, dude?
Much, man. Kicking back after no, it wasn't really a long day, but a day. a day.
A day makes it long enough.
Right. How's your day been?
Good, man. Yeah. Met with my employer for a little while. Talked about some CAD drawings and that kind of stuff. Dropped my car off to get some work done to it, and just kind of a weird, scattered kind of day, but a good day.
Right on.
No complaints.
edible or flower today? Any?
Nothing as of yet, so it's due.
Man, I have been in. I have broke my number one rule, which is a I haven't had. Fortunately, I haven't had to start too many jobs in my lifetime. You know, I've managed to keep quite a few, the jobs I've wanted to keep and worked for myself for a very long time. But recently, I started a fucking new job a couple weeks ago. And I broke the rule of not taking the poker face the day one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now, unfortunately, I take them morning tokes. I'm gonna have that fucking paranoia. You know what I mean? Oh, everybody knows I'm high. But it's been weird. I haven't been 2 weeks now. You know, well, not quite 2 weeks. I guess today is the seventh working day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Seventh working midday. You know what I'm saying. And I
Two days,
haven't
2 weeks, yeah.
fucking smoked before work any, and
Are you
not until
missing
I
it?
got home.
Are you missing
So
it at all? Like, are you sorry you didn't smoke after you've been at work a while?
I could have used a puff today. I could have, if I would have had a pen, I would have fucking snuck off and took a fucking a fiver today. I had
Yeah.
to blow off a little bit of steam. And corporates and it's working in a residential type, not residential, sorry, commercial job currently.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
All that
lots of
OSHA stuff.
bosses, people checking over everything every 2 seconds, and yeah, just had a brief, wasn't bad. You know what I mean? But I had to listen to my fair share of yeah, 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 okay, yeah, got it.
Head nods and let the shit roll downhill. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. And it wasn't terrible, but yeah, I'm not used to it, and I had to fucking, I had to take it. It wasn't. So if I could have, I would have probably stepped outside in the porta potty and took a couple puffs off a pen right quick to shake it off a little quicker.
Yep. Yep. I know how that goes. Well, I mean, my consumption is way down. That other job that I was doing was just tearing me up, mentally, physically. It was just rough. And the job that I have now, I love. I'm still on the learning curve of that. There's so much to learn, but I enjoy the work, and I'm mostly working from home now, which is freaking awesome. And I find with that, like, I can get high whenever I want. I don't necessarily want to. Like, there's certain parts of the job where I really need the clarity and focus. And while I can do it high, I feel like I'm a little more efficient, focused. So I'll get through those details that take that kind of focus and get that set up. And then at, lunch break, I'll have coffee and a puff or an edible or something and kind of work through the afternoon once I've set myself up. But man, what a huge difference. I was going through so much weed on the old job. Now it's like, now I have a bunch because I had a good season last summer. And I'm smoking and taking edibles, but not like I was, just not as stressed as I was.
I'll follow you into that a little bit as far as overall speed goes. I don't think it changes my performance any. Either I know what the fuck I'm doing or I don't.
Nope.
And I'm not afraid to ask if I don't.
Nope.
But I think what if I'm probably smoked a little bit, I may not procrastinate, but think a little bit more in depth about it. Maybe sometime find a better way. Da, 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 da. But I'm gonna put a little bit more thought into it to where if I'm not smoking, it's just like fucking second nature. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
just jump right on it. I got this. It's first fucking thing out of my mouth. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, yeah, good. Not
Yeah.
no thinking, just dive right into it. And so I think that's a little bit of a difference. But some things I just enjoy doing high though. If it's
Well,
repetitive,
yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the old job was that lead paint scraping job. Basically, like 3 out of 5 days a week, I'm in a shop scraping lead paint off of window frames. Like, oh my God, dude. I'm popping edibles morning, noon, and night, and fucking everywhere in between, and smoking besides. Like, like, oh my God.
Painting's another good smoking experience.
Painting is awesome high. Yeah.
Yup. Tile, something like that. Even roofing. I've worked
Yep.
with, I don't think I've ever worked with a roofer that hasn't smoked.
It
And
makes that
actually,
job
I've
very,
worked with a few that won't even hire people that don't smoke.
yeah.
That's real.
You gotta be job compliant.
Yeah. But you get up there and get in that fucking little zone after a good fucking safety meeting, and you can get some shit done.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, if you use it the right way, it can really help dial your focus in. Like for sure.
And with that being said, I've went back and forth with people on other trades. You wouldn't want the guy and fucking your doctor high, would you?
Why
Well, I don't really care if it makes if he can still do his job. If it's gonna steady his hand, bet your ass. If it's gonna make him all shaky, maybe not.
it also brings me to the point of like, you don't want him high. Well, do you want him to know what he's doing enough that he can do it high? Yes. You want him to be that skilled. So then that doing it high isn't a change for him. It's just like, just another enhancement in a lot of ways. Now, like there are very few places where I wouldn't want them high, like cops maybe. Well, actually, they probably should be high too. You could argue for that. Although certain circumstances probably better not, right?
Well, and that's not to say that even, at some points, like if I were to roofing, you bet I would probably indulge. There's been days where I've had to pull my ass into the truck. You know what I mean? Just sore, can't even stand up straight. You roll that fucking road doobie and you're about halfway through on the job, your back starts to loosen up. You're like, you know what? This ain't so
Yeah,
bad. I got this shit. So some days just call for a joint. You know what I mean? If you want it or not. Again, rather be on that side of the fence versus to be pharmaceutically fucked up. You know
yep,
what I mean? Yeah.
yep. Or like you say, dysfunctional, less functional because you're in pain or sore. Whereas if you can work through that with a buzz, you know,
Yeah. But and again, I guess, should we talk about this now? Is there a difference in consumption method that could make it right or wrong?
yeah, yeah, oh
It's
yeah,
like you go in deep on an edible and you're not necessarily coming back. You know
yeah.
what I mean? You can ruin a whole day, but if you're smoking a joint now, you can kind of work.
Yeah, unless it's like a super like indica, super sleepy type buzz that'll put you out, right? Like
And I guess that's
because that could just make you tired and like you just don't want to go back to work. I've had that happen before, but
is
it's
that
rare.
even? There's no good way to go at this, brother. Because literally, if you edibles are your jam,
Yep.
then it's another day. You probably don't fucking. It's just like smoking to us. You know what I mean? They probably don't have those super fucked up days. You know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, unless you just made a new batch of edibles and like they're stronger than you thought they were, and you find yourself off the deep end when it catches up with you. I've had that happen. But even that, I work through it. Maybe a little less functional, but now I know I'm super high. So just, pay a little more attention. That's all.
Right. Right. Yeah, I don't think it hinders. And you know what's been kind of nice is since I've been back here, I've talked to a lot of employers. I've first first job I took. Cheers to the siding crew, by the way. I just had, too cold, I'd move on, better money. What do you want me to say there? And that was one thing, I left that door wide open too. I've never left a bridge burnt necessarily on the employee thing. You
Yep.
know what I mean? I try to always And if I need to go back, I could. No, not in this instance, I could. If you're trying to better yourself, employer shouldn't really have hard feelings. If you're just being a dick and quitting job and don't want to come in, well, you know what I mean? But yeah. So I guess there wasn't no hard feelings there, but I've talked to, as I was even doing the siding crew and trying to look for a better employment, which is this job I actually fell into. This is a kind of a fun little side story. Uh, One of the guy I apprenticed under as a young carpenter way long ago. I called a buddy of mine, Jim Costa, just say hi and catch up, and because he's right around the corner these days, be like, hey fucker, I'm right around the corner. And he was like, "Hey, you want to come to work? I got work for you. I got good work, inside work." And I was like, "Yes, yes, I do." And but across the board, all the I've been to a few interviews for different positions, and all employers so far haven't been against cannabis. Obviously, some different places, you know what I mean? Not on our time. I do what you want on your time. One job was even like, there's going to be a drug test. I suggest you do your homework.
That's a nice warning. That's better than plan on getting fired if you're caught.
Right, yeah. No, it was a straight up,
You've been
I
warned,
suggest
right?
you do your homework if you're interested in this. And, but across the board, it's been a decent, no frowny faces on that or whatever. So
Yeah. I had,
it's it's a new world.
yeah, it is. It is. I had one job years back that was an engineering surveying job. And it was like the guy had a professional engineer license and a surveyor's license. And he was concerned about, you know, more about somebody finding out that, I had smoked or done something on the job that wasn't up to par with his license. He was worried about losing his license or something like that. And like, I totally got that. So I didn't smoke on that job. And there were definitely days I needed to smoke because some parts of that job were pretty stressful. More on the employer relationship side of things, shall we say. Because he would just come in a bad mood sometimes. And that was difficult sometimes. But that's
Well,
the only job I can think of that I really had that like restriction really set on me. Like, don't show up for work with a buzz. Don't have weed on you. Don't, none of that.
the showing up to work, that's another fun little shut off there. Because I earlier last week started taking off the way stations. Modeling some way stations right now, and got pulled off of that one. And we had to go to the office, doing like this world headquarters for this big company. And so I got pulled over there. And fuck, what was I gonna say about this? Damn, I fucking squirreled, Carlton. Damn, I forgot where I was going with this.
Showing up to work.
Oh. So I get I'm working with a different person, and they've got their own company. So it's like a boss, and got multi. He gets a call from somebody, and his superintendent on a different job is been caught smoking, or supposedly they got a call from the job. I just wanted you to know your guys out there smoking pot in the parking lot. Da 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 da. You gotta, yeah, I mean, there's gotta be a level of respect there as well. You know what I mean? If you're a representation, you know what I mean, the first man to talk to somebody that, you know what I mean, it comes out of the job or whatever, you should probably take care of that a little bit before work. Give yourself a little dusting, be somewhat, cordial, I guess, about it all, especially when you're the company front like that. So, there's,
Yeah. Like
you have to be somewhat
representing your
wise
company.
about it.
Yeah, like you say, if you're first contact or you're like interacting with customers and like it's one thing to have a little buzz, it's another to be like blatantly obviously high And there's a certain percentage of people that are still going to take like serious offense to that, right? But like from a company owner perspective, I get that.
Well, yeah, I mean, especially if you're on the job, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So it was, they could have easily lost a contract or something like that from that, you know what I mean? So there's
And
some
that's
etiquette, I guess. There's
and
got to
that's
be some
exact,
etiquette.
yeah, that's exactly what the situation was with that job I was telling you about. And actually, it's funny. One of the clients came up to me and was like, "Hey, do you smoke weed?" And I was like, "Oh, I mean, I do, but only not at work." He's like, "Well, here, do you want some weed?" I'm like, I shouldn't have that on me on the job. Like, maybe after work, like, well, can hang out and smoke. That'd be cool. But like on the job, on your job, like, no, I can't. I can't risk that. It's like a weird
So
situation to be in because I ordinarily I'd be like, yeah, man, sure.
this is where that led me to. So I'm like, so how is the company on, basically. I was like, I heard that, yeah, whatever you do in your time, no, I'm like, yeah, no, I would never, do that to you right there. But I do a podcast and I am very cannabis active and da 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 da. And kind of outed myself like right from so, and it wasn't, I'm still there. Ain't nobody, you know what I mean? So,
But yeah, but I mean, it's better in that case to be up, have it find out another way and then be upset. You never told me, right? Like, better to just head that off and be like, hey, now Mr. Smileys, what's up?
Yeah,
going
what's going
on,
on, man? How
man?
you doing? Shit, been a minute. Good to
Yeah, it's
see
been
you.
forever, dude. Good to see you.
This is some random shit or what? You gonna do Tuesdays? Even though I thought it
Randos
was
for.
Wednesday all day for some reason.
No, they're pretty random at the moment for, until I can dial in with this job. You know what I mean? Still trying to get used to the schedule, which it seemed to be a little bit easier than I expected. But now I'm trying to fit in some of the other stuff too because like the running and stuff like that. So fucking I can't even today I look at my watch, I'm like 9,000 over my fucking steps over my thing fucking already, fucking like 20,000 steps and I haven't even fucking ran today. But I need to try to input all that shit into the schedule and sooner or later it'll even out. We can put a timestamp to it. I guess long story, that's what I'm saying.
I'm in the same boat, man. I'm trying to figure out the new schedule too. My garden's looking like shit. I was like, I don't know, keep running behind on stuff. Getting it figured
Yeah.
out.
I've been off of my game too. Like, I'm still like just not. I was used to that job where it was like you had to go to that grind every day, and I found like that getting off of that was like that relief, like let me have like time and focus on creativity stuff. In this job, I'm like working from home and not really being based on hours. It's like it's hard to like, and if I'm in a workflow and I know I can make progress on the job, I want to make progress while I can. So I find myself like I just got off work at 6 tonight. Like ordinarily I like to cut out at 5, but a few things I wanted to just finish up. So then my head's all messed up. I just haven't adjusted to like that much freedom yet. I guess it's almost like I'm out of prison. What?
Yeah, I stepped back into that shit, so I'm running the grind. Even got some Saturdays now, so
Oh.
it is what it is though.
That's brutal though.
I'm lucky. I got a really good job, really grateful to have it. And, you know, it's better than not paying bills.
Always, always.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'm kind of like in my zone again, so I like it. So it's like I don't know, writing automotive service is what I've always done. Um, Getting back into that kind of feels good. It's like I'm
Yeah.
back, you know what I mean? Like I know what the texts are talking about. I relay that to the customer. It's all good. So
Yeah, I'm feeling the same way in my job. Same thing. It's like it's nice to be back to something I enjoy, I'm well versed in, and I can be productive and helpful for my employer, you know. That feels good.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
so it's been a busy time, man. Like finally had to shovel the driveway too. This sucked. We were getting spoiled, man. It'd snow and then melt, snow and melt. Snow and then it stayed for like 3 days, and I'm like, I guess it's not gonna melt and shovel it. It's bullshit.
yeah, I'm so over it. We just started, it just started to, and I'm already fucking can't wait for spring and shit. One snow. I was saying that today to actually that what a fucking I don't know what happened to me, man. I was like just a few years ago I was out there fucking shoveling snow in shorts, didn't bother me. Now I can have long johns on, a couple coats, hat, fucking just open the door and be like, "Yes, it's cold out there, man."
You lost all that weight, dude. Like you ain't got no insulation now.
Hey, now you know how us skinny guys feel, huh?
Right. I was just gonna say that too. I remember rewind back to the beginning of all this, and you were like trying to race the snow plow, the guy plowing the driveway next to you. You were all trying to race him and shit with your that was your way of getting like a workout in. Is I remember you saying that. You were like, hell yeah, get out there, tear that shit up, dude.
I don't know. I don't know. It's crazy how things change like that. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I just barely shoveled a little bit the other day, man. Fucking the guy that I rent the house from fucking plows the driveway, so I haven't even had to fucking shovel anything. So just a little bit. It's weird. It's weird. Life's weird right now, I guess.
I'm feeling the same way. Like I lived on the old farm where everything was just falling apart. Like every week there was like a, patch it together so you can keep living here kind of thing. And now it's like I'm here. I'm like, I pay the rent every month and everything's basically taken care of. It's like, it's awesome. It's great. Like it's free, but I'm also like, so there's no problems to solve. Like I'm confused.
I seen that cat fucking seems like a few months, like 4 months ago, I want to say something like that, in the store. It just happened to come across him, and he was like, "Oh, I miss you. You were a great neighbor, yeah." But yeah, he was all smiles. Yeah, it did kind of bring me back a little bit to that. He was a good
Good to
neighbor.
hear.
Even kept me on my toes. For an older guy, man, I could do definitely kept me on my toes.
Is that the old vet that you gave Agent Orange to the weed?
No, that was no. It's even worse. Like, he was a colonel. Yeah, no. Well, he was a good dude too. I've had some pretty good neighbors over the years, luckily. Wow. Yeah. So I got you. I think a 6 pack of the mimosa, Macmosa times Crippy.
All
I
right.
think six of them have popped up, and so far out of what I dropped, looking forward to seeing that. The plants that I got going are doing pretty well, and the ones that I took from the Sun Grown Cup from Pizza Pirate, those African and Thai strains, both of them are African black and Thailand black, and some things I've already surpassed the other fucking plants I had in the garden.
Oh
There,
yeah.
some very already been up potted
Respect
into
from them.
3 gallons, all that shit, just ready to take right off, ready to
Cool.
flower. They're already ready to
I was
flower.
gonna say you
They're
better
waiting
put
on
them
me.
now, dude. They're gonna probably stretch like that too once they hit.
I know it.
You're
I
gonna be
didn't think
pulling
I
them
was
off the
ready for
ceiling.
all that, to be honest with you. I looked at them a couple of days ago and I was like, fuck, man, I need to take some clones. I was just saying not so long ago, and I'm like, I ain't gonna worry about that for a while. But at least, yeah, okay, why is it so hard to say goodbye? like that. You know what I mean? I'm sure I could get a cut back anytime I want, but now I feel that need to, even with the other ones. You know what I mean?
Well, you haven't
I
seen what it is
can't
even
throw
yet.
them
So if
out. I
you,
want to keep them laying around.
yeah,
Them
you want to run it at
pastures.
least twice so you can smoke it once and then, and then decide after you smoke it, you still got the genetic there. You can, it's
Yeah, yeah,
logical.
yeah.
There's logical reasons to it.
The same
But
aspect. I've been
you
look.
do
I
wind up
gotta
with
get.
so fucking many of them then. That's the problem. Try keeping a cut
Yeah,
of every damn thing.
yeah. You end up
I,
with a huge full mother tent, and it's just like, shit. What am I gonna do with all this?
Yeah.
I,
That's kind of
well,
what
even
slows
when
me down on testing is that I got so many cuts in my library. I can't run a bunch of you know what I mean? Like I can only run so many at a time. Like
That was always a problem I ran into. It was always like, man, I wish I had like huge outdoor fields I could run testing on and not like be out of those plant number ranges, you know? Like,
my fucking mom section's always been a 2x4 footprint. That's all you needed. All I ever needed for my mom section right there. I never really kept big moms. I always took what I call cup moms. You know what I mean? If I wanted to run that strain, I'd pull that one out and fucking let her go, take a bunch of cuts of it, fucking let them go the next round. But I always just kind of, when that one got big, take a cut or two to make sure, that one took root or you had one that took root. And then you just kept that cup mom kind of under the fucking T5s. Just kept swapping it out and taking that one and having that random tent with a couple here, there, ultimately the quads, four plants under that Thowie. And even at that, it kind of got back down to like two plants per 4x4. I'm still kind of an advocate for the bigger plants, even though,
well, that's
I,
the
you know,
problem when you're running perpetual like that. Your plants are gonna veg faster than what they go through flowers, and you always wind up with ones that are, you know what I mean? So your goal should really be to try to prune them back. Like that's kind of the way I've looked at it, is trying to keep them pruned back because if you can stay on top of it, they'll just bush right out instead of getting super tall.
and
And
then
it's
while you're pruning, that's like an opportunity to take cuts. It's like
it
it kind
just
of
takes
pushes
time. I
you.
don't actually cut when I prune. I actually I prune a little different. I take the top three leaves off the stem. That's like the tallest stem. So you just leave that one little curly starter leaf there, and then you peel the bigger leaves of the fan leaves off, and it stunts that one enough to give the other ones a chance to catch up. So it gives the same effect, but it doesn't actually take material, like a stem off the plant. So
Yeah, a lot less stem to regrow, basically, right? That
yeah,
kind
I
of puts
learned
you a
that
little
from
bit down.
Grandmaster Level. I don't even know if he still does that or talks about it, but it works fucking fabulous. And it
I
actually sets the plants up. They bush right out and they go right in a scrog. Beautiful if you stay on top of it.
I tried that method this last year since you told me that, and one of the wormholes, and I was like, oh shit, yeah, that does work nice.
Mhm.
But yeah, I used to prune it
It's a
like,
bit more tedious though, I feel like from my memory of doing the other like topping where you're actually cutting the stem. And then you're not revisiting that as often as you would be when you're trying to prune the leaves and catch them up. Because then you kind of got to stay on top of it almost. But you can slow the stem down that way by peeling all the fan leaves off. It's a shift from what I remember as a shift in the oxen flow because you're like taking away some of that source and the oxen like flows down from the
yeah,
thing. I
it's
don't remember
it's
all the detail on it, but that's the effect is you're basically causing the plant to grow the other stems faster by removing those.
cytokine auxin balance. That's right. When you trim the top,
Yeah.
you actually are reducing the amount of auxins totally in the plant, and that means you have more cytokine, which is going to stimulate root growth, and then that root growth will make the mass of the roots larger. So now it's more auxin in the, or it's flipped, vice versa, right? So then it shoots back and wants to flower out. Yeah, it's a great way to revitalize plants and to actually help them reach down deeper into the soil and set new root systems.
Yeah. There is a shift that happens in that balance. I'm not sure. But it is a communication between them hormones, like what's going on with that. But like I said,
Remember
man,
fucking
my plants are looking rough right now. I got some testers that I didn't flip. I gotta clone them just so I can get the plants out of there. But at least the males kind of showed themselves now. But they're like growing into the light. But I got my flower room full. What are you gonna do? You know, take clones and try to get them in the next round, I guess.
I fill the gaps. I'm not afraid to offset a little bit if I've got some extra room for one or two small girls to sit in there. I'll fill the space for
Do the
sure.
side, take all the light available.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I've
Cover
done it.
that
It's
floor
just
with green.
in my space. It's like a little lot of extra work because you're moving in and out to get because you got to move some plants around then to get to where you need to be. You know what I mean? So you're always like moving like a Rubik's cube or some shit, like sliding shit around. Plus if you're running testers, that's how you wind up with a fucking boy in there that flower seeds out your whole flower room shit.
Oops, just made a bunch of new strains
Yeah,
mistaken.
yeah. Fuck around and find out. But
I don't miss making seeds by any way.
wasn't talking about intentionally. I was saying,
Oh, I know.
like you're
But
putting
even at
testers in
that,
there,
man,
getting
that
some
pollen
mail.
that was floating around the garden up north there, man, that shit was still randomly seeding the room. Even though I had thought that I had cleaned things up, man, I was still getting random seeds for a long time in areas that I didn't think I had pollen
Oh, dude,
floating
you've
around.
seen everybody's seen the money shot, right? Like take the mail, fuck, bam, dude. That pollen is like finest little powder that you can imagine. That shit goes every fucking where, dude. That one little douse that you see, just what the cloud you were able to see of the spores is like not even the extent of it. They just drift from there. You know what I mean? It's like every crack, everything's getting a coating of them.
That's how I ended up with that cross of the Black Lime Reserve Fire 99 times your
Yeah.
strawberry cross citrus cookies. It wasn't intentional, but I'm getting ready to drop some of those seeds soon. I'm really looking forward to seeing what those do.
Oh yeah, no.
Cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You run them outdoor or
I think so. Yeah. I mean, I have my best successes outdoor.
yeah, I struggled, man. This year I had some PM shit come down. It was kind
Yeah, there's definitely a susceptibility that comes with it. Um, but man, when you knock a good year on outdoor, it's very rewarding.
yeah, the smoke that I
Quality and
did get from
potency.
it's really good. I don't know, really smooth and I don't know, Eagle, you got some.
Yeah, I've been enjoying all the samples you gave me. It's
Yeah.
definitely,
So yeah,
it's
I don't know.
definitely.
I
I was
love
just
the
smoking
outdoor.
their
It's so
Skywalker, to be honest.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. Skywalker.
That went nice outdoor, man. That thing like came to life. Like she shined like I hadn't seen her do inside. Like that's what I was gonna say that makes the outdoor so fun is like, especially if you've always grown inside, it's like the plants in a nice sunny day when they got plenty, water and all that, and they're just thriving. It's like nothing else, man. They just kind of glow in the sun. It's cool as shit.
It's really captivating to see them in the sun, like when they're really happy. Yeah, I love that.
Especially when they start throwing down buds and shit. You get a nice sunny day and all the trichomes fucking, you know what I
Shine.
mean? Yeah, dude, they sparkle and shit. It's cool as fuck. It's a
If
lot of work
I'm
though. They
planning to
grow
throw
like a
some at
motherfucker.
least a couple outdoors this year. It was funny because I I got this place from a friend of a friend. You know what I mean? So they know they. he knew me and cannabis, basically. And, as soon as we were like talking, it's like, yeah, I don't know, how long you plan on staying, but if you feel like putting some plants out here, oh, fine with me. Don't even worry about it.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Nice. Good to know. Good
Oh
to
yeah.
know. I've already been kind of thinking already, like, what do I want to put out there?
Can you go in ground or you got to be like in a pot or
Hey, either way, I don't think he would mind, to be
we're gonna
honest
get
with
some
you.
1,000-gallon smart pots out there? Let's do this shit. Come on.
Eh,
Redwood trees with
something.
pineapples, baby. Come on.
Man, just the girls, the 10 gallons outdoor last year turned out to be some pretty big plants. I mean, they
Oh
were
yeah.
taller than I was in 10 gallons. So I can't imagine, what you could do in a pot like that. And is it absolutely necessary? I mean, I'm sure I could be happy with like 30s. I mean, wouldn't 30s be good? Or does it, you know what I mean? I'm just wasting time? Am I living myself? I mean,
You know
I would
what?
say the biggest limiting factor to an outdoor is your like roots, the ability to access the water and soil. So
That's
like
why I like in
so
ground.
like compaction layer, that's a big thing. Like where's your compaction layer? I honestly I don't know. I mean, I've seen the roots that they do tend to kind of spread out in my opinion. Like they're not necessarily going super deep. And I've seen like the roots when I had the those drippers going. I'm drawing a blank on what they're called now. The fucking little carrots,
Mott's,
the blue
Blue
mott
mat.
Mott's.
carrots. Yeah. When I had those running and I had like a soaker hose going, there would be a literal when I at harvest time, there would be a literal like inch to 2 inch thick, layer around where that drip soak hose was, where it was just like super thick mat of like all the roots, and then I dig deeper down and like obviously the water wasn't making it down there, so the bottom of the pot was dry, like drier or whatever. There wasn't shit for roots down there. You know what I mean? So it was like the roots were seeking out where the moisture was and where they could, you know what I mean, get what they needed from the pot or the soil. Like so, I don't know. I mean, if they run in a pot and they run out of room, they're just gonna kind of double up like that. So that
I
becomes a
mean,
little
how
factor.
leery? This is a good question, I guess. Is like even like when I was down in South Haven there, the I had a little bit of a lag because I wasn't, about the soil condition that was already present. You know what I mean? Cannabis is a soil fucking remediator. I didn't know what necessarily happened on that ground. They work on tractors right there, fucking dump gas all over the ground. Am I gonna just suck up bullshit? You know what I mean? Do I necessarily want to just even here? You know what I mean? I don't know what the fuck's been going on in that backyard. For all I
It's
know, is right
25
next to
bucks.
the
Send in a
fucking
soil
highway.
sample.
Yeah, yeah, that's a quick but good answer
Well,
right there as well. But
The
that's
answer
the
is
one
do
way to
some testing
know.
and find out. That's right. Yeah. We never want to do that though, right? We just want to go like, the soil looks good. Let's go. But
I
Smiley's
mean,
right,
if
man. You
you're
got to
if you're
rely on the
thinking
root
that in the
stuff.
soil too, you would want to test the water. You know what I mean? Like, what's your water
I
source
ain't
got to
drinking the
do?
water either.
And
No,
your water,
even though I'm in Flint and I ain't got city water. I'm on a well, but I'm so close to like there's a main road right there. I'm at the bottom of a hill, that runoff, and then right on like if you go back further back, I have a fucking major highway back there. So I'm already kind of curious about, car
Road
runoff
pollution.
into the groundwater right there. So you know what I mean? I'm like, I don't
well,
wanna.
now, I
I'm
mean,
still buying water to drink and cook with, even though it's a well.
yeah, yeah, you got a good point about all that topographic stuff. But another thing we forget about too is all those fumes are coming out of vehicles in a gas form, right? So they can float and settle across vast expanses of space. But to your point on the well, like, I mean, I don't know if I buy this because, I know eventually the water works its way down into the groundwater, right? But like when you drill a well, you're supposed to grout the first 50 feet of that around the casing where it meets the bedrock. And you're supposed to set the well casing up. So the well casing is sloped away from it. And it's supposed to be the highest elevation and within a certain distance from all sorts of stuff, right? Septic systems and the like. So theoretically, that should be clean water. But then, who knows, 50 years of stuff leaching down through the ground may eventually make its way there.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder anyway. Big city like this, with all that, cars, all that, it makes me wonder. I would question after the whole Flint incident. I question everybody's actually water supply. In fact, I've talked about this the other day. As I've moved around, unfortunately, so much, I never, I've been here in Genesee County. I've been up north in several spots. I've been down southern Michigan. Every place I've been, I've drawn well water, and I'm like, I ain't fucking drinking that shit. You know what I mean? So, how good is the average person's water, fucking city or well? You know what I mean? Unless you're putting it through proper filtration systems, I think a lot of the groundwater we're pulling in, it's already fucked.
Well, and then even if you got a good clean water supply, they go dump fluoride and chlorine in it to purify, to clean it, right, to sterilize it. So now you're drinking those toxins. Those are really bad for you. Those are biological killing agents. That's why they're adding them to the water. They want to kill all the little microbes, but they're killing all your microbes too.
I hate to kill the vibe, but I just got told dinner's ready. So but I
That's
also
that's
think
an
about it.
upswing, brother. If we went from bad water to you going to fucking eat,
Yeah,
later,
yeah. Getting called late for dinner, man. This ain't good.
it's
But
not a tough choice.
all right.
And
It's
we'd
good
be
to see
horrible
how you
friends
guys
if we
do.
didn't advise you to go have dinner. So,
Yeah,
Thanks
yeah.
for
We'll have to
popping
figure
in,
out a
man.
weekend or something. Hang out again. Fucking. I know you were kicking around doing the camping trip too. We should try to figure out a spot, throw out the date so we can get out there early enough. Maybe people will travel to be there. I don't know. Be
That
cool.
would be pretty awesome. I'd be down.
Um,
I'd definitely be down. But
but good to see you.
hopefully we see each other soon, at least on Zoom anyway. Have a
Yeah,
good week, man.
you too, bro.
good to see
Peace.
you, Smiley. Peace.
Yeah.
It is so weird, talking 9 to 5 and not just necessarily cannabis solid. Of course, the weed nerd world's always been kind of like that. You know what I mean? We've kind of been more open to everything and not necessarily just cannabis. But
Sure. I mean, we were told how horrible this was all along when we knew better. So, after you've been through that experience, you know, you're not going to just close your mind to anything else, right? You gotta stay open minded once you realize the lies you've been told. What
well,
other lies have we been told, right? Like,
I think we're all in having a bit of a craving. COVID. I'm gonna say this in a weird way. I think we're all having somewhat of a COVID craving. To be honest with you, I've kind of felt it myself, and as I posted up some of these older videos, I think I've seen some others kind of feel it too. We went through a very weird time where we were locked in, fucking, and then the world was let loose again, and kind of YouTube cannabis, you know what I mean? That whole thing kind of died off, man, a little bit after the doors opened up and everybody went back to the 9 to 5, and you know what I mean? And I think it was hard for a lot of people to kind of, or even wanna, to try to blend both worlds or adjust. You know what I mean? But it's been some time. You know what I mean? It has been some time, and I think myself and some others have kind of gotten back to where we're like, all right, things are normal, but I kind of miss, kind of miss everybody, hanging out and the fucking whole, the whole. I think it's kind of best said like the whole Cheers thing. Everybody knows your name,
Yeah,
Everybody loves that fucking hey, hello, how you doing, and you
yeah.
know what I mean. And we built up a hell of a community that was very welcoming. When we see each
Yes, you
other out.
did. Yes, you did, man. Yes, you did.
I hope I'm not the only one in that sentiment anyway. I hope I'm not the only one that's kind of been missing it a little bit.
No, I'm the same way. Like after having, like, it was like that forced isolation. So the only way to break that was to be online, right? And it's like, and so that kind of like opened the whole doorway for like Zoom and like all that type of stuff, and that like community built up because like nobody could go anywhere, nobody could talk to anybody, right? Like, and now it's like, now we're back to like normal, like you say, but then it's not normal. And then there's all kinds of weird shit going on in the world too. So it's like, I don't know.
There is too. Randy Family Farms rolling in.
Oh, it's weird.
Yeah, the past. I seen in chat. The past is the past. It is, and at some point, I've been very adamant of like it's weird for me to even watch some of these older shows, to even look back. I'm not necessarily one to look back. There's too much in the future, you know what I mean, or the now, and realistically, we shouldn't worry about either. You know what I mean? Because you can't really change either too much. All you need to worry about is this moment. You know what I mean? And even this moment is gone. As you say, it is gone. You know what I mean? So all you can do is appreciate that second. Cheers from Miranda Family Farms.
Cheers.
Cheers, Miranda. Miranda Farm, I should say.
Man, so I had a fucking weird, fun-filled day today. So it was like last March, so almost a year ago, some fuck lady drove through my mailbox and into the tree. And I was down here, I might even have been watching your show or some shit. And so I ran upstairs and like the lady was bleeding all over my friggin' lawn, like from her head. So I had my daughter call 911 because she was obviously injured. Then all of a sudden, like, I don't know, it was like a couple weeks ago, we get a letter in the mail for me and my daughter to get summons to go to court to be a witness to testify in a jury trial for this lady. And I'm like, oh, hell no, that's not what I signed up for. I just called, you know what I mean? So I talked to the DA lady and she's like, yeah, you got to come. And because then I'd be in trouble if I didn't show up. So today we went. Today was the big day, and my niece showed up also because she was there at the time, and we didn't know she was going to be there. But so the plan was we were just going to be like, I don't know, it was like a year ago. It was at night in the rain, and we none of us actually seen it. So like, uh, we don't want to get involved type shit. So that was I thought the plan. Then my niece, she goes and just sings like a bird, ratting away. You know what I mean? and and then so I was like, what the hell is she doing? That wasn't the plan. Then me and my daughter go in, and I said like what I was saying. I was like, I don't want to get involved. You know what I mean? And so then they let me and my daughter go, and then my niece had to go on the stand. She should have shut the fuck up. Hot brothers at law.
You gotta show. You
You were
gotta show.
definitely on the show. Yeah, fucking that time you popped on just after and took us down the street and showed us all that shit that night. I 100% remember that shit. In fact,
Yeah,
they
like
could probably go back and watch the episode from you talking about it.
I was gonna
as much
say,
as
what
it
happened,
was
dude?
the lady was obviously under the influence of some shit, and like as much as like I'm all set with like people doing that, and she could have killed my daughter because if this was like literally 15 seconds earlier, that could have been right into my daughter's boyfriend's car when they were coming home. But at the same time, getting on the stand in front of the whole town in a packed room, eating the cheese is crazy. You know what I mean?
You gotta look on Google, search Doug Stanhope, jury duty. You'll love it, and you should show it to her so she knows.
Actually, you know what's cool? I've never done jury duty, and when I did have to do it, I just sent them proof that I was like disabled, and they took me off their list forever, which is fucking pretty cool, right?
That's nice.
I don't like going to court. Nobody likes, at least I don't. You know how scared I was to walk in there and then be like, "Oh, Mr. Miranda, we've been looking for you." You know what I mean? Turn around, like, "Oh fuck." That's like I'm paranoid. I don't want to go anywhere near that shit.
I did my jury duty and I had fun. It was a slip and fall case for it was Kroger, or at the time it was Kessel's, before Kessel's was Kroger, uh, big grocery store, and a lady had fucking slipped on a banana peel and fucking fucked herself up. And they had multiple witnesses of people knowing in the store that there shit in that aisle that needed to be cleaned up. Da, 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 da. And we ended up giving her like 3/4 of a mil for it all and shit. She was fucked up for a while. You know, it was gonna be continued to be fucked up, but it was kind of fun. I was hoping for murder trial or something like that. Honestly, I was like, yeah.
Want some excitement, right?
Yeah. It wasn't a bad experience though.
I'm with Miranda Family Farms. I try to stay out of courtrooms. I spend enough of that with child support and having myself threatened with all kinds of crap. I'd like to never go back to a courtroom.
Courtrooms are never fun when you're in the process of, you're either A or B. That's for sure.
Man, you ever go in the courtroom while you're tripping and the judge be like, "Look at you in my fucking court." You know, that's not cool. That happened before. That was bad. I'm sure it was a little spider, but this thing looked huge in my cell when I was waiting to. That shit was bad. Like getting arrested while you're fucking tripped out on like, I don't know, because we used to do like 7, 10 hits of acid at once. It wasn't like a couple, and just get fucking wrecked. And then having to deal with getting arrested in the middle of that, not fun.
I can't imagine. No.
I've been pretty lucky like that. Either smart or lucky. You should call it how you want, but I haven't found myself in trouble too many fucking times. Thank goodness for that.
And you're like, so I got arrested 4 times for cannabis. And each time there was a victim witness fee. And I'm thinking, who the fuck is the victim besides me? You know what I mean? Where the hell is that money going? So I was expecting today, since I'm this big, I had to talk to a victim witness advocate. I was thinking maybe I'll get that $75 today. No, that didn't happen. You know, I don't know where the hell that money goes. They don't go to me.
Who's the victim in that possession of cannabis thing? Who's the victim?
I'm the victim.
I would agree with that.
Of the state, yeah. Just to be clear.
Man, you know how much community service I did for just having weed like over and over again, getting arrested. Like that shit wasn't fun. Getting covered in poison ivy, raking cemeteries and shit. I had years worth of drug counseling. Okay, like, you know, one of the ladies was like the drug counselor, the drug meaning cannabis in my situation. She's like, so what made you smoke? And I was like, did you ever smoke weed before? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, well, then what kind of stupid question is that, lady? Like, what, you know what I mean?
Had to wash
What do we,
police cars for a summer for possession when I was 17.
that sucks.
Yeah, it did suck. Easy
Yeah.
way to fucking easier than paying the fine though, but community service.
See, I never got the option. Mine was like mandatory community service and like fines and probation. You had to pay. Probation ain't free. You got to pay to be on that. And if you can't pay, then you do community service. This is all for weed. It was like horrible shit. That all went on my record. Not
You
that
got
I was going for jobs that mattered at the time, but
you got to pay to be on probation.
hell yeah.
Yeah. Fuck, there was a time when I got busted for weed, and then what was that? It was 2007, and they wanted to fucking put me on probation and shit, and I fucking fought like tooth and nail over that shit because fucking I wasn't gonna have it. Just wasn't gonna have it. I found out at that time because it was Shiawassee County that they were watching your social medias and everything. Everything they could get on you, your probation officer was like hawking on and shit like that. So I fought and fought and fought, and I ended up getting a hold of Matt Abel, which was one of the people that was instrumental, and he's one of the biggest lawyers in Michigan still, getting cannabis legal, and got him on board. And small little town didn't want fucking nothing of Matt Abel and shit. He was a good guy, and to help me out and shit. But thank goodness I ended up not getting no probation. And here's another thing that I didn't know, but I learned through that process. Somebody with more legal ease than I have, because I was what at the time, and I can't remember the exact stature, but there is pretty much a medical get out of free card that you can implement on multiple things. And you can only use it once. And I forget what exactly it's called, but they wanted me to implement that one for a lesser charge. They would go that route, and it was whatever. And I was like, no, if I only get one, no. That's what was one of the other fucking reasons to fucking uh to push for it. And it was, yeah, no. I
No,
ended up it
I'm
was
keeping
for
that. I'm
every
keeping that ace up my sleeve. Thanks.
yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some research into exactly what that's called, but it's here in Michigan, and for sure, it would have eased my situation, got me out of a lot of trouble, and yeah. So if any of you guys know what the fuck I'm talking about, please enlighten us exactly to what that stature is. But it's out there for sure. Cheers to you, man. Yeah, being in trouble for cannabis is no fun for sure. That's for sure. Other than
You know,
that, I bet I've been pretty clean. That's about the only strikes on my records are cannabis possession charges.
Same here, and mine got wiped, ACOD'd, but same kind of thing. But a lot of court and hassle, and I was lucky enough to have a lawyer connection too that helped me. Without that, I probably would have gotten screwed pretty good on that. They were really strict on it at the time here in New York.
that's why when medical cards became a thing in Mass, I was right on it right off the bat because I was so sick of getting fucking in trouble that it just felt like this thing could possibly make me not be in trouble. Even though the whole time, even right now, I still get nervous just from dealing with past shit.
That paranoia from those experiences takes a long, long time to wear off.
We were talking about that the last time, how that shit's just hanging in the background. You can still see a cop today, know you're legal, and be wondering where your weed's at and shit, and panicking still today.
You know, Saturday, me and the wife, we dropped my kid off back at college, and then we drove into New Hampshire, pretty deep in there too, to go see a Wu-Tang show. And New Hampshire's like medical, but not rec, and they fucking hate on kind of weed. There ain't no nothing going on there, and so it's actually scary driving through there. Even with my medical card, I get nervous because I like to take a couple puffs along the trails. But when we finally go, it was a 3.5 hour drive. We finally get there, and it's like a Irish bar, and then you have to like go through the bar, and then there's a back room where the actual shit is. So they're checking IDs. That's when my wife realizes she fucking lost her ID, so we couldn't even get in. We drove for 3.5 hours, dude. That sucked.
See, that's one of the things we become oblivious, and it's too normal. You know what I mean? It's too normal. I don't think twice about having an ashtray full of roaches or traveling with weed or whatever. But it was what, like 2 years ago? Something like that. That fucking, I almost got myself in fucking a lot of trouble fucking driving around. I left Michigan, went straight into Ohio, didn't think two shits about it. Like I was like still fucking riding around back roads of Michigan and shit. Just smoking away. I had fucking a friend in chat hooked me up with some fucking shit before I left, and it was a pretty hefty bag to be traveling with, especially in Ohio, I guess, at the time, because as I fucking figured out, when I checked into the hotel, they didn't seem too cannabis friendly, and when I was trying to smoke in the parking lot, I don't know how many cops I seen fucking there that fucking had me. And then I stopped, I roll into the gas station to fucking get fucking papers, and you can like everybody's like, you know what I mean? It was like 20 years ago. Everybody's like hush hush about sliding it under the hand and shit, and yeah. I almost got myself in a shitload of trouble in Ohio. Fucking last time I was there, not even just thinking it was a normal day. Weed ain't legal everywhere. You know?
Yeah, you say 20 years ago. For me, it's like 3 years ago.
I can't believe we're in this still day and age to where there's fucking places that aren't legal. We're still, hush hush, don't talk about that. It fucking blows my mind. You know, it, what
It,
the fuck are we doing wrong? That's what I
it's
don't
crazy
understand.
too that like I noticed a lot of the states don't accept out of state medical cards.
That's bullshit.
Got to play our specific kind of ball, right?
You guys up for a dab song? Oh, I guess I
Hell
need
yeah.
to do that. Coming up on the 20, might as well take one, huh? Find the playlist here. Doing everything old school today, guys, right off the old phone. So how's your day been, sir?
Good. I've been busy going hard on the harvest. I got all middles left. All the pretty much most of the room is all tops are all taken down. It's just whatever's left. Oh, plums over here.
May can blow you up if you want to walk through, and well, unless you're just taking a dab with us, I don't want to like rob you of your dab there. Happen to have some dabables somewhere. I just seen it. There. I know this has got to be Kazoo. Kazoo, if this is, it's got that like that sassafras. It's just like sassafras is what it smells like. It's damn near like puke. It's that like almost like a puke terpene profile. It's good. It's great high, but in extract form, it almost smells like puke. I could pick it out right out of a fucking a lineup for sure. It's good. It's good. All right, where's the thing? What the? All right, I thought I had my piece, but oh, right there it is. Funny. Do you not dab, Carlton, or do you dab? I guess.
No, I mostly do flour. I just don't. I don't make any of my own wax, and since I have so much flour and edibles is really my favorite. Well, it's back and forth between edibles and like a bowl. I have thought about getting a bong though, because I haven't had a bong in a while. I do kind of miss the bong. That really does hit nice sometimes. But no, dabs. You know what I found with dabs? If I do dabs too much, then nothing else works very well.
Hurts my chest after too many. I just get like a heavy chest. I take too many dabs anymore, but I still enjoy one here and there. And almost a little garlicky on the back end of that.
I sent Blind Cat one of these like batteries with the top that you put the dab in it, and I scooped a dab in there and sent it to him, and he got it yesterday, and he was feeling good for a little bit. Nice bell ringer. He said I got good stuff. That was stuff up in Maine.
Man, I got a fucking amazing gift yesterday in the mail, and it lasted me a fucking afternoon, and I was so pissed that I broke the fucker. That's why I don't own glass right there. I love glass. It hits well. I get attached to a good spoon. You know what I mean? A little pipe, fucking keep in your pocket, and fucking. The next thing you know, that fucker hits the ground and your heart broke. You're like, oh man,
Mm-hmm.
it's like a good friend. And I got a fucking awesome chillum yesterday in the mail from my good friend TC, and fucking broke it. Broke the tip off it. It was all fucking original TGA colors. All that shit, kind of like my pipe, and fucking, it broke the bowl right off, man. I took it out to pack it, and it just kind of fucking rolled fucking right out of my hands, right onto the tile floor before I could fucking grab it. Oh man, it was comparable to, the day I broke my rig on air. That like frustration you just can't hide. I was like, oh motherfucker, don't do it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why if I didn't have this pen, I wouldn't have a rig. I wouldn't be smoking dabs. I only because I don't have no glass pieces either. It doesn't last.
I love them. They still good. Such a good way to smoke. I do have a few bongs, and I just broke one of them out about a month ago when I was unpacking, and it is a wonderful high. You know what I mean? It's way different than just smoking a joint. Way more heady. You know, it wasn't so narcotic to sit you back. It was that fucking I'll get up and kind of do something kind of high that I'd forgotten about. You know, because that's why I kind of, when we were talking earlier about consumption, you know, before work, that's why I kind of asked, does the implement method really matter? But again, if that's your jam, is there, a difference? If you're, smoking a bong every day.
Did you say before work?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my arrests was getting arrested during lunch break at work. I'm lucky I didn't lose my job. The
Yeah.
good old
I was
days.
right.
Eagle, you know what we got to do for the next episode on some Dr. Dre shit? We gotta, we should go through another one of your suitcases again because that shit was kind of fun. The seed case.
That would be fun. I need. That's why we
Yeah,
were
that
talking
was
earlier
fun.
too about cutting clones and shit like that. I can't. It's hard for me, to just keep on moving on without wanting to take a cut. There's nothing to say I should be taking cuts right now. I should be throwing down nothing but seed after seed after seed after seed after seed, and not necessarily worried about taking them cuts. But it's, I guess I'm a pack rat. I guess can't, you know what I mean? A hoarder, if you will. At one point, all these moves and lately, I've kind of broken away from like material hoarding, but I guess I'm not over plant hoarding yet. Because I can't, you know what I mean? I'm already wanting to take those cuts that I, yeah, may or may not need.
Dude, man, plant hoarding of all types is like my vice. I can never just let a plant go. This fall, I actually harvested. When I harvested, I actually was like, I think rather than try to bring these back in this year and like re-veg and keep them going, I'm just gonna harvest and call them, and I'm just gonna save the one strain that I know I have to keep because can't get seed for it, and just call it good. And you know what? It's kind of a relief to not have to manage all that. But then I still got stuff from the farm too, so it's like there's that.
What's that one dead center in the camera there, Seth? That one looks purple. Looks nice.
Uh, that is Jelly Bean bubble gum. So I'm working on there's like six tri-fis and three Jelly Bean bubble gums that I'm like working on right now, and they are the both strains have come out purple. Actually, for some reason, I don't know if it's my LEDs or what, but all these things come out with purple. There's a nice fade that goes on everything, and like then my buddies will grow it the same exact like a cut that I gave them, and theirs will be like way greener. Like the bud itself is green, but the leaves go purple in here.
Do your lights have UVB in them or UV of any type?
They're just Spider Farmer, whatever. I don't even know what the fuck's in them. I don't get deep into light talk.
No worries. What about environment? Do you get cold at night? Do you, like when the lights
No,
like off? Does it
nope.
get cooler?
It's not the cold thing because I
Okay.
actually have a tent with fucking HPSs. It's hot in there, and
Wow.
those things are purple in there too.
But wait, weren't you saying something about heat triggering it sometimes too, Eagle? Or was it somebody we were talking to recently about this, right?
Upswing. That was me, yeah.
Yeah.
Upswing can darken a planet as well. Darker. I find it's more like to the darker side than it is more to like the lighter purple. You go dark in the upswing. I'm a pretty
I
plant, so
I've been appreciative of the wife helping me because it's like a lot at once to do. So one thing that I'm gonna do next time is grow the plant smaller because after lollipopping fucking 4 feet of growth off, like the reason it's like that is because I went, I did what you were just talking about, Eagle, and I started cutting clones, and I got clone happy. Fuck, took way too many. You know what I mean? And then I can only move so many in as the other ones are getting bigger and bigger and veg, and then to the point where everything's hitting the lights, and I had to super crop every branch, and this whole grow was like fucked up because of it. It was too much.
cheers, Mr. Bingus. How you doing this afternoon?
Cheers, gentlemen. Doing good.
Dingus.
Good to see you, Bingus.
Good to see you guys. Cheers, chat room. Thanks for going live, Eagle. It's always nice to see you up here.
Appreciate that. I miss being up here. It's been a minute. Seemed like a good afternoon for.
Yeah,
Glad you guys could come hang out.
yeah. I sat down to smoke a bowl, and sure enough, Eagle Gardens live.
I was just
Oh,
looking at
no.
YouTube and going, man, I need a break. I need something different. I was like, oh shit, Eagles live.
Man, I'm seeing all the replays going up. And fuck, there's a lot of episodes on the wormholes. They had Red Pill. He
Yeah.
disappeared. He kind of disappeared on us for a little bit now, but he was going strong on those.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's still kind of around. He's just kind of sitting more in the background these days. Shit, I think it was either today or yesterday, or hell, it could be coming up. I gotta look because I have so many episodes. I'm like a week ahead now, to where I've on the backup channel and Rumble and all such. I have them lined up, and tell me if you guys are getting sick of your notifications coming on. I tried to say that at the beginning of the show. I'm not trying to flood your notifications with this. I'm just trying to get the content backed up. But on those channels, I picked up rather at like 320 something. And then since then, I've been planning the episodes to they're back to back. So like 322 will play, and as soon as it's over, bing, 323 will fucking play. And they're just back to back to back. And the second 420 episode is either aired or getting ready to air. And in its entirety, fucking if you know what I mean? That was an easy day to plan out. 3 shows, click, 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 done, done. But it's been fun to enjoy uploading those. I don't know if you guys are watching those or whatever, but
I'm watching them more than I did when you first originally put them out. I'm, you know, I'm kind of critical. I don't like to watch myself live. And now I'm looking at myself several years ago going, what a fucking idiot. You know, I just,
Yep, I can relate to that.
I don't like to, I can be a little bit too, I don't know. I just talk too much, basically, I think.
I think we
I'll shut up.
disagree to that.
I would disagree entirely on that with you, but I feel like I do the same thing. So
Yeah, self, I have a lot of criticism towards myself, you know. Cheers, chat.
You know, this is cool too that like seeing like guests that have passed away that have had interviews on the show that like myself, like I wouldn't be on like a big platform. So if I fucking died, this would be like something someone my kids can remember me by watching. You know what I mean? Like
It's a good point.
it gets all the growers. It's not just the big namers. You know what I mean? And a lot of these just regular growers, like you know what I mean? Like we're all friends. So when someone passes, it sucks, and we can rewatch the show is cool.
I don't know. I'm a big critic, all right, and I'm very critical of myself and others, and I really hold back on that. Uh, I don't try to criticize anybody because I don't. I mean, if it's positive criticism, I'm usually very open to it, but I just run my mouth too much. I'm like, dude, you got diarrhea of the fucking mouth. I mean, you just won't shut the fuck up. So, yeah.
I go through the exact same thing, man. I like, I just look back and go, I should have just not said anything. I got to learn to like shut up until there's something actually to say.
I don't know. I'm getting older too. I look back, I was like, dude, you were a little younger back then. We've been doing this for a while, guys. I mean, it's
We're almost at the end of year 5. March 25th, we'll be stepping into year 6, if you can fucking believe that.
Wait, actually, everyone looked younger just like 5 years ago. Like so I was on a video call with Johnny, and you had a replay going on. So I showed Johnny on my extra phone what he looked like 5 years ago, and I was like, bro. you really let yourself go, man. Just like joking with him.
No,
He's got that kick-ass beard now.
all the
That-
bling he wears around his neck. I was like, what the? Yeah, Johnny's changed quite a bit. It's interesting. I've just gotten old, man. Fuck.
We all did.
You know what's
Yeah.
funny is on some of the other platforms, obviously new people are watching. And so what I've seen is I love the wormholes. How many people are rewatching those old wormholes that are it's new to them and are watching them. So you might say what you want about all that, but people are rewatching and for the first time and enjoying those old episodes. I'm the wormholes were fun. Them were, I mean, them. We were not afraid to talk about. Then that was the beauty of it. They were all high, genuine conversations. You know what I mean? We just let ourselves go. We didn't care about it all. We could die tomorrow from the disease. You know what I mean? Fucking whatever. You know, we didn't hold back, and it was awesome conversations. You know, say what we want. It was a good time, man. Those were good.
I'm very grateful for it, really. It's just I need to not be so hard on myself, which I'm not
I agree
these
with
days,
that.
you know. But that's always been how I get through stuff is I want to do the best I can do. So I'm pretty critical towards myself. I want things to be as perfect as possible. And perfection is something that never happens. But you can raise your efficiency level through just being, dedicated, disciplined to doing the best you can. And so when I see little screw ups that people obviously don't think they're screw ups, it's just fucking me, drilling into myself. I'm my own worst enemy. I've always been that way. So post-traumatic stress basically is what it boils down to. I got it under control big time, way more than I did back then. But that's where this all comes from. It comes from a very tumultuous upbringing. I had my ass kicked all the time.
For sure.
I had to be perfect, And that's, dude, it's bad. People that have post-traumatic stress for whatever reason is I find it typical for people to get very critical on themselves, and I give people all the leeway. I give people way too much rope, right? Because no one ever gave me any slack whatsoever. I mean, it was always tight to the fucking nail. So, yeah, things have changed in the world, man. I mean, kids nowadays, my dad would probably still be in prison, even though he's dead, for the shit that he's did to me. You know what I mean?
I hear you. The bike seat. You already know.
Yeah.
Yeah. One wrong move, the rest of that news closes, kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, he was definitely heavy-handed, and he told me about his upbringing, and I had it easy compared to him. But back in those days, they wore sidearms, and he was born in 1907. Some crazy ass stories he told me. People getting shot in the head in front of you, just nobody. Oh yeah, got anything else to say? Guess not.
That's dark shit, man.
Yeah, my dad used to raise fighting dogs, and I probably told this story before, but they
Fighting ducks.
right, and they throw the dogs in there, and my dad had the baddest dog in town, Kearney, Nebraska, and the other guy's dog was getting defeated, and so he pulled out his pistol and he shot my dad's dog. Well, my grandfather, my dad's dad, pulled his pistol out and shot the guy right between the eyes. I go, my dad's telling me this story, right? I'm like, God damn. I mean, did the police come? Nope. I go, what'd you do with the body? We threw it in the pit with the dead dog and covered it up.
Wow.
I'm like, fuck me gently. Fuck. It just kind of blew my mind. So he'd had story after story like this. Fuck.
Listen to Miranda cracking up.
So you didn't really cross my old man on anything, really. But
Yeah, that's a bad move.
he was the same way. I mean, he had it hard. He was a perfectionist. He was a breeder. He liked birds, pheasants. He was the president of the Pheasant Breeders Association in Oregon.
Cool.
They had a federal contract to backbreed the golden pheasant from China. So the Chinese government hired my dad to backbreed a bird because of the feathers and how, I don't know, how much money they were worth back in China. You know, who the fuck does that kind of shit? You know what I mean?
That's cool, man. That's real cool.
It's just weird. But yeah, that's where I got the bug, you know, to breed stuff. My uncle, same way, he bred irises. Yeah. That's, my dad used to laugh at him. If he didn't breed a living, beating heart, he didn't think you were really much of a breeder. He used to give and George, that was his younger brother, and he was 6'8", towered over my dad. My dad, you know, he cowered to my dad though, even though he was like 8 inches taller. Probably kick his ass with one fucking swing. You know, different times, man. Now we get together here online. Crazy.
That whole technology evolution still blows my mind. Like I think like even like late 90s, like none of this shit was here, man. Like cell phones were a new thing. Internet was a new thing. And now it's like it's everyday life. I know kids now that have never don't have any idea that cell phones weren't a thing 20 years ago.
Yeah,
Like a whole different world.
it is pretty wild, man. Yeah.
Along came with the troll and the internet thug, right?
Yeah, though, dude, armchair warrior. I mean, that's funny, dude. I could, you know, if you really get, you know, several years back, I think when my kids were in school, and we get into some wars on the forums, I'd get worked up, man. I mean, I want to find those fuckers. You know, how do you do that? I mean, what's your IP address? I'll look you up. You know, I'm coming over. You know,
Yeah, I wouldn't trade. I wouldn't trade for today's youth, to be honest with you. And none. The opportunities to be outside, not have that computer or the cell phone and shit like that. I see, yeah, oddly enough, a thing the other day that was applying that today's youth were way smarter than their prodigies or us at the same age. And they were attributing that not to the fact that they were given information or had access to information at their fingertips through phones, internet, and stuff, but rather that the banning of lead gas made them indeed smarter than the rest of us because of the banning. You know what I mean? I thought, nah, that ain't right. You know,
statistically, the
but things have
IQ is dropping. It's not going up. It's dropping.
I can believe that, but I wouldn't trade though, man. I would rather had our youth. You know what I mean? The padless handlebar bikes, the the opportunity to lay down some bricks and throw down a fucking board and jump the shit out of that, not fucking, you know what I mean? These kids don't give a shit about that. They'd
Not
rather
only
stay.
that, not only that, but all the way around the block, the experience and the skills that you gain from growing up without having all those easy tools right at your fingertips. And they really do make you that much more capable. Like I can't tell you how many people I know that have hired late teens, early 20s kids basically to work in their business, and they can't do simple stuff like that. The coffee shop I go to, the lady was like, yeah, the one guy we hired couldn't do 50% of 2 pounds. Like, what?
Where's
He's
where's
how
my
old?
phone?
He's 22. He can't do 50% of 2 pounds. I
Where's
mean,
my phone? Where's the calculator? Yeah. But Hillbilly in the chat room makes a good point. He says, "Is the advancement of technology come at the cost of our own human evolution? Like we should all be using telepathy by now, but instead we use the internet." Yeah.
his point is right on. I think we actually have the ability to communicate in that way in some form or fashion. And the more tech we develop, the less we're dependent on any of our senses. There's a book by Stephen Herod Buhner. I'm trying to think of the name of it, but it's all about like tuning your senses to be more aware of things. It's like Plants in the Imaginal Realm is the name of the book. Actually, really interesting book.
Dude,
Worth a read.
I just uploaded to Amazon my new book called The Sovereignty of Cannabis. And it goes into a lot of that interconnectedness of the sentient beingness of plant life and cannabis in particular. Uh, I think more, I mean, again, it's just me thinking, but I think more people are awakening to the interconnectedness of everything. And because the social system of separation is collapsing all around us, it's just failing. And more than just a few people are noticing these days. Thumbs up for that.
Completely agree.
House garden, Vegas.
Good. Really good. Yeah. I've been taking more time with the plants. That's why, I've spent a lot of time there. Cannabis is a sentient being. I mean, you guys have all done this where you stand in front of your plant and an hour goes by and, right? Well, that's interdimensionality. I mean, you've left the third dimension, and you are communicating with the plant, whether you realize it or not, is up to you to recognize, but it's communicating what it needs and what it wants. I think that's going to be more of a trend. I go into that in the book, all right, because there's so much, I don't know, and maybe it's just me, but all these shows about this is how you do it, this is how you do it, this is how I do it. Let's critique your plant. You can give the same exact clone to 50 different people and end up with 50 different versions. And that's the interconnectedness of a sentient being working with you. It has nothing to do really with a set guideline of rules that you must follow in order to get it to where it needs to be. I mean, if you have the basics down, you got it. The plant's going to take you the rest of the way if you allow yourself to communicate with it. Listen to the language and watch it. Watch the plant, what it tells you. And I'd like to see more of that. That's why I wrote a book about it. I mean, it's like, shit, I've been working on that for almost 3 years. I finally just said, fuck it. I'm going to put it out there and see what happens. So yeah, it's out now.
You just sold another copy.
Yeah, you can hit my link, any of my link tree. It's on there. But we'll see. I'm not out to make a bunch of money with it. I'm ordering a bunch for myself to give away. I'll probably send you one, Eagle. And
Better be signed.
oh
Better
Yeah.
sign that bad boy.
Can I
my,
send mine and get it signed?
sure. I mean, no,
So
it's
go ahead,
I
Binkus.
don't know. I think it's worth. It's only like 80 pages. It's not, you know, it's not a deep study. It's just my opinion. And I go over a little bit the basics of, you need soil, you need a seed, you need some kind of light. I mean, there are some basics to understand, but I would like to see a study where they give I mean, through the tissue technology that we have now, you should be able to produce like 5 identical clones. I mean, we do it in our gardens, but they're not identical because each clone's a little bit different. I don't know if you guys see that.
There's a girl with a YouTube channel. She's like deep dive on tissue culture. She's got a tissue culture lab. Might be worth reaching out to her and see
Who's
what
that?
she can come up with. I can't remember the name of the channel. I'll dig it up. I'll share a link
Cool, cool, cool.
with somebody.
But that would be interesting, man, is to send an identical clone to 5 different people and actually have it tested at the end to see what okay, what was your influence? What was your relationship with the plant? And what did it actually test out at? Right. I've never seen anybody do that.
I can see that that's just a phenotype expression, really. But I think that can be done in your garden as well, just through manipulation of the plant. I mean, from taking a plant and topping it and then a clone after that, the structure of the plant's going to be different. If you then fem that plant, you know what I mean? From there on out, that clone's no longer going to be the same. The structure of that clone is always going to be that offset branching you would get from femming. So I do believe even that, as like we were talking earlier with Smiley, a heavy defoliation. You know what I mean? You've done that, and now that's forever changing the structure. So you're right. You every cut after that manipulation of the plant, I believe you're right. You're gonna see a slight variation from the last clone for sure.
Oh,
I just want to say one other thing because I led up to the defoliation there. It kind of leads back to your what you're talking about in the book there. Is one of my favorite approaches to defoliation is to kind of pull that plant out, and because they're always on a spinner, is to kind of just look at that girl and let her kind of guide me. You know what I mean? To pluck. It isn't in with intent that I'm gonna go usually strip her down. It's just do it, kind of spin, look at her, and let her, guide me to what needs to be done, and then I put her back, pull the next one out, and in that spin, oh man, you can lose yourself. You can lose a lot of stress when you're just letting yourself go, letting the plant guide you into what needs to be done. Yeah, it is very how'd you trans dimensional. I guess that's what you say,
It's
right? You
interdimensional.
are.
Yeah, you've rose up to a higher dimension. Basically, you're like a fourth or fifth dimension where your time is gone. I mean, that's how you know you're not in a third dimension. I mean, if time disappears, you've transcended up a notch, you might say, which happens to me quite often. Fun, right? And again, why? I like to get stoned.
What's in that pipe there?
Oh, we are trimming the bud zingas, and man, one of my favorite ones. Yeah, I I I have so many favorites now that I was just listing, and there's about 5 favorites that I've created that I'm crossing a few more now. I just crossed the double white cheese mail with OGKB, beautiful looking plant. And I have 4 sprouts of Bubba Kush crossed with the double white cheese that just came up. So I'm like, what have we got here? I'm like, it's just never ending. It's exciting. And I've been doing this for wow, 50 years or more.
Never gets old.
No, there's no end. There's no bottom. It's always uniquely different. It's beautiful. It's art. I mean, it truly is art, in my opinion.
Art of cannabis, the science of dank.
Yeah.
I heard too. They're great.
The Red Eye Action News Team. Remember that shit, Eeks?
I do. Fucking good old So Cool. Fucking TC and Frenchie go in the gardens, right?
Mm-hmm.
No,
I see. Very
is
good.
that different? Are we remembering something different there?
Oh, no,
Miranda?
that's it.
Oh,
Smoking some Crockett's Haze. I got it at the stove.
nice. I'm smoking some of Smiley's Jack of Diamonds. That's what I'm smoking on.
How's Smiley doing? Is his seed company doing good?
I hope so. I hope so. He was on earlier, but didn't mention.
Seemed good. Seemed happy and cheerful.
Good. Yeah, I remember some of his good. I'm not sure what he had going there as in a warehouse or something, but it was quite a garden till it all came tumbling down. What's up, Chiba man? Yeah, it's fun to see those large grows and watch them evolve and change. It's interesting.
I think Blind Cat started like 2 or 3 different Smiley strains.
Blind Cat, man, he came over and I gave him some lights and a dab press. But that's when the evil one lived here. That's when my son's ex-girlfriend, thank God, about 6 months ago, they had a blow up. And he said, stay out of the way. She's leaving. And I was like, fuck, I'm headed to the bar to celebrate.
Amen.
Let me know when she's gone, But fuck, I had to sneak Blind Cat into the house. Okay, she's gone. How long is she gone? I had to have the right window and fuck.
No pets in the house.
Oh, dude, it was.
Meow.
I don't know. Some people get their panties definitely in a bind about certain shit. You can't have strangers in the house. What? It's my fucking house.
Yeah. Who do you think you're talking to?
And then if I raised my voice, it would create she'd get, it would create a problem with
Drama.
her son.
Always drama.
I was like, dude, I just said, fuck you guys. I stayed in my room, smoked weed.
I don't know if Johnny was in the hospital twice and like within a week. What was it, like a week ago or so? And he was having himself some situations, but he's back out and he's better now. So that was a quick update on him too. And
Yeah.
it like I always like to check on weed nerds and stuff because of what happened with DOA.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like people that live by themselves, we gotta check on each other.
That's one good thing about the internet. I mean, that's a good point, actually. There's a lot of people, especially nowadays, that don't go anywhere, Yeah. Yeah, here's the DOA. Cheers.
You don't seem to be in the highest of spirits today, Bingus. You all right, brother?
I'm good. I'm good. My I went down for stem cells. I focused on my neck, and now my
Protect the neck.
good.
Wu
That's
Tang.
good. It's taking a trip down to the tailbone. So it's I've been hobbling around in this cold weather. So I should have had my tailbone done when I was down there because I when I was younger, I went to Hawaii and I liked to body surf. And one time I got thrown, the ocean grabbed me and just tossed me right on my tailbone on the beach. And man, I hobbled around the rest of the thing, but it, I've been told that, hey, you're going to have issues. I'm like, well, until I do, you know, well, yeah, now I do.
Yeah, like arthritic stuff, basically, or other stuff.
I smashed the, I don't know, the discs, you know,
Crush the discs. Yeah.
and that's what stem cells help with. But I don't know.
But you have pain in those injury areas.
Yeah, I'm cobbling around and dealing with a little bit of butt pain, tailbone.
Is it just
Looks
that
like
area, or
What?
is it just that area, or
No, that's it. I mean, dude, my neck, everywhere where I had stem cells, I'm still pretty damn good. I mean, it did regress a little bit, you know, because I went back to doing all the things that kill your stem cells, like smoking weed and carcinogenics will kill stem cells.
one thing you can do to help that a lot is glycine and NAC.
What?
Glycine and NAC. They're amino acids.
Yeah, yeah.
NAC is N-acetylcysteine. You take some of each of those every day, and those two are the precursor to glutathione in the human body.
Yeah, yeah.
And glutathione is the master antioxidant in the human body. So all the other antioxidants that we consume, eventually those excess charges are effectively is what it is, are handed off to glutathione. And if you don't have enough glutathione, then obviously you can't ground out all that charge. So those two can help boost your body's natural production of glutathione without overproducing and in response to the need for it.
Only in the wormhole, my friends, where you find relief, the remedies to life. I wrote it down. I'm on it, man. Dude, we've got cold, dry weather here right now, and that's when it hit me big time. I mean, it's like 34 degrees right now.
Check out a channel if you want to learn more about that. There's a channel called Physionic. He does all kinds of studies like this, but look on his channel for NAC. He's got several videos on them, and one's about 11 or 12 minutes, and it really goes through the basics of it, of like the studies of testing and such.
What's
And
the
it
name of
works.
the channel?
Physionic, Physionic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Cheers, brother.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm you know, fighting a little pain. There you go.
I could see it in your eyes, buddy.
It's not too bad. I mean, it helps when I'm just able to communicate and not think about it, you know.
Right on. Right on. Well, guys, it's about time to wrap this one up. I hate to say. Gotta go get something to eat, man. It's been a long day. But I'm glad I got to hang out with you guys. I'm glad you guys still, after all these years, you know what I mean? It's been a long time, it has, and I enjoy seeing you guys just as much as I have over the years, man. And I hope this isn't, you know what I mean? I hope this continues to be a thing more and more. You know what I mean? I think we all need a little bit of Weed Nerd World or something. A little bit more getting together, touching bases, checking in, as Marina Family Farm said. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Good to see you guys. And again, thanks for going live, Eagle. TFSN, always good to hang with you and Miranda and all the wormhole visitors. So we'll see you all later.
Yeah, good to see Eagle and Miranda Farm.
Really appreciate you,
Native.
man.
Always a pleasure.
See you guys. I'm out.
Have a good night, brother. Appreciate you popping in.
Peace.
This thing just couldn't happen without everybody, that's for sure. It ain't just me. You can think all you want, but if you guys didn't show up, I fucking wouldn't do it, that's for sure. I just can't. I'm not here to just babble, you know what I mean? And that's the difference, I think, is I view this as, making friends. A lot of people look at this whole experience as different, but yeah, I couldn't just come on and babble, whatever. I like to talk to Chad occasionally, but if you guys wouldn't come, I wouldn't do it. And as soon as you guys lose interest, I'm hanging it up. You know what I mean? I've said it a million times. I don't want to beat the horse. You know what I mean? As soon as it stops being fun for everybody, then it'll be time to hang it up. You know what I mean? I don't want it to ever be something that we dread to do or see. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
I appreciate you, Carlton. I appreciate everybody in chat, and I appreciate everybody that will continue to help out and watch this in the future. As I said last week, gratitude is latitude. Random acts of kindness will help fucking get us there, and it does save lives. But you have to be grateful for just waking up and having a new start to every day.
Right
That
on.
being said, I appreciate